as it stands. So we know what to expect from them. And again, it's going to be almost the same composition, but there is the Jet play. So Jet subbing in for Raze here on the side of Team ScreaM. So we're going to have Jet, actually, it's going to be ardiis, who was playing the Sova before. davidp now swapping over to the Sova instead of the Raze. An interesting juggle of agents, but it ends up working out the way that it does. We'll see if they'll use that Jet aggressively, and it appears it's going to be the case right off the bat with ardiis.
You know, one of the best ways to play Haven is to play aggressively, especially if you're on the attacker side. You know, you bait out utility or you use utility to gather information on one site, and then you quickly hit the other. We're seeing that rather than quickly hit one, they're just quickly hitting one altogether. A couple of shots already start to ring out for ardiis, but they're going to start to fall apart. 2 kills already for the side of Team Germany. zonixx is going to be on a couple of those shots. And like I said earlier, you hit one, and now you go to hit the other. So they're looking towards C as they regroup in a 3v5.
There's the action spotted over on C long by TrilluXe, who peeks back behind from the default boxes. You know, TrilluXe had sort of a rough game there for a little while, but we'll see if TrilluXe can turn things around here in map number 2. TrilluXe looked really good when it came time to neutralize Mixwell in the group stages, and you're hoping that a similar performance can be echoed here for the likes of Team ScreaM. nookyyy peeking out from the window. 2 quick kills coming in from nookyyy. A follow-up from TrilluXe onto davidp. That will be the pistol round going the way of Germany. Again, 3 for 3 with the pistols. They have not lost a pistol yet. It's just the rounds that follow that seem to give them grief.
Yeah, let's take a quick look at the scoreboard. I want to see what the weaponry looks like. You know, time and time again. Well, not time and time again, but Team ScreaM have, in the first ever map we saw them, they force bot round 2. Not going to be the case here. They're going to sit pretty with their pistols. And now moving into the second round, we see a couple of bulldogs as well for the side of Team Germany. nookyyy is on the right idea, saving that pistol, so he has a great buy into that third round. If they end up winning this one, but it's looking like it's ready and waiting now towards A. There's going to be one that falls already. Gabi going to find that one as they'll just funnel on in. The spray down is good. Rax and Co will find all the kills they need, all down to ScreaM. He's going to swing around the corner, but the banana is rotten as they will all fall dead in the paint.
Strong work from Rax, using that nade to get a little bit further up on the field of play. So the 2-0 start for Germany. But this is the pivotal round. Facing off against the full buy coming in from Team ScreaM, and you'll have to deal with the op in the hands of ardiis. Rifles for the rest. ScreaM the only one favoring the Vandal for the attack. The Vandal in the hands of zonixx on the other side. But you can see the buy for the defense is not that great. They've got a Spectre and 2 Bulldogs. We'll see if that affects things at all. It looks like the Jet here, ardiis wants to get aggressive. Over on long C, the flick just off the mark. You can see just barely clipping that wall. So could have been a deadly start to the round there for Team ScreaM. But it's the C player, the Brim, TrilluXe, barely walking away with his life. zonixx might just spot one here in mid, but no, the timing benefits davidp. So davidp able to sneak into that corner as zonixx siphons around on the backside of site.
Yeah, with a minute left on the clock, Team ScreaM waiting for their first execute or their only execute this round. A couple of those pre-fire shots already now around the corner. But still no one's going to be on the other side. That tripwire will be deleted. Now they will look towards A or reposition as there is still one member in the courtyard trying to scout out information. That recon bolt will commit to the full 3 waves and spot who is on the other side. But so far, no kills traded away, still biding their time. 40 seconds on the clock. The execute looks like it's going to be called. The swing around the corner. The mow down is clean. They will find 2 quick kills. And now the rest of the team trying to follow suit. That spray down still through the cage, trying to find the other remaining members. They are down. Banana still looking for that execute, and it's dire straits here for them. They are down to 2 to 3 members, and they need to execute 20 seconds on the clock.
That spam from Gabi coming through the smoke, not exactly on the mark. 12 seconds now left as they try to make their way out. zonixx caps off the 4-piece before finally going down. It all falls onto JEROME. The spike will not be planted. Eliminations is all it's going to take. So a bloody round coming in there for Team Germany, but they walk away victorious regardless. And the hope for them is they can continue with this string of rounds, because you know eventually Team ScreaM is going to wake up and start volleying back pretty heavily themselves.
Or not. Or maybe Team Germany are living in their heads rent-free. No need to pay utilities or parking or, you know, anything, really. For them, it's just feeling good, continue that aggression, continue that pressure, especially coming in from the defender side. We're seeing this recon bolt, beautiful free cam coming out from our production team. It's not going to spot anybody, I believe, or it's going to spot actually a lot of members. Not sure that was going to catch, but that catches everybody. They'll have the information they need, and I think from that, Team Germany will start that aggression, but ScreaM with an early 1-dig, finding one person hiding behind that pocket in B might open up the round for them here.
I was going to say that definitely spots players out. One of the more frustrating Sova recon darts to deal with. Now it will be the attacking side moving up. There's the camera and the tripwire placement. I love the move coming in from the Jet, but with just a pistol, it's not enough. But there was great damage dealt, so the follow-up is there onto Rax. Tripwire goes down, but zonixx is there in time to spot it, so it will not prove to be a hassle. The nade came out. Now here's the ult. The rocket's going to be launched on sight. It's a two-piece with the ult. The nade goes down as well. EC1S has to run from it, but not after picking up the follow-up onto that player trying to come through from heaven. It's davidp and EC1S now in a 2-on-2. You've got TrilluXe on the other side of the wall with the Sage. The wall's been broken, and in the corner, they've now picked up a Phantom. Oh, the whiff, but it's okay. davidp brings it back together. For a second there, got a little concerned as the Phantom got away from him, but it's a thrifty round coming in from Team ScreaM. One of those that you absolutely could not afford to give up.
Straight from the Salvation Army bargain bin. Team ScreaM go deep digging, and zonixx there trying to find a couple of those kills. You'll find those easy. The showstopper putting in the work, but at the end of the day, davidp with the flank, perfect flank in the post plant position. That's going to put one on the board here for Team ScreaM. Like you said, they might start that volley early, but we'll see if they're going to be able to follow it up here once again. It's, I believe, full buys across the board, so should be pretty evenly sided. And when it comes to weaponry, on the opposite side, it's Team Germany. There's going to be a pretty aggressive push down long, and that shot down the other long not going to be in the correct hands. It's a couple of kills already traded away. Down now to a 3v3, but that res going to even things back around.
I know exactly where you are.
There's the neural theft coming out, so the defense gonna be well sniffed out at this point. Looks like they want to just charge in towards the B site. The walls go down, and that one's rough. The wall could not have been timed more perfectly there from the defense. As a result, nookkyy's got a freebie. TrilluXe on the flank was able to get two as well. It's a third on the round for TrilluXe. There's only one that remains. It's the Jet. The Jet is actually snuck up on top of the boxes. ardiis with the op, though. It's not ideal weaponry to be in this situation. As soon as the first shot comes down, there's the pounce from Gabi. If that had been a rifle, that round might play out so differently. But Germany gets themselves back on the board after surrendering to a thrifty round coming out from the attack. The damage of that thrifty round, though, being felt here when you look at the buy. Even though their money isn't fantastic, it's good enough to field full rifles across the board because they were able to win a round previously with just pistols.
Yeah, that lost streak reset, brutal. You know, when you lose that one round, I believe you get like, it's like 1900 or something sub 2000. That does not really bode well for you. Now having a quick look at this recon bolt, probably going to get up into the tree, and that'll spot out the Cypher player, maybe even the Brim as well. It's still held up in spawn. They're going to re-strategize, rethink, and look towards C this time around. There's one member behind Plat. It's TrilluXe with the operator, switching to the classic, getting dinked a couple of times, having to back away behind the box. But a great kill to open up. The operator shot will connect. It's a quick trade with the orbital strike to follow up, making space on the site. zonixx pushing in with his buddy. That's going to be a quick shot, taking him down. nookyyy in so much trouble trying to tango with the Hunter's Fury. Does not meet death quite yet. Gabi does the Matrix dance and dodges a quick bullet. Still a 4v3. Team Germany down a man advantage, trying to get back onto the site, but it's pandemonium. A quick shot, Gabi trading it back, but ardiis with an answer, and now all up to Gabi in a 1v3. Can he make it happen? The swing around, not going to connect. It's ardiis with the 3K, and a round back on the board for Team ScreaM.
You mentioned the money, by the way. 1,900 for losing a round. Every round you lose after that, you get an additional 500 credits. So the bonus goes up as high as 2,900 credits for a single round loss. So that's the loss bonus economics. Very similar in style to Counter-Strike, except in CS it goes one tick higher. The economy is obviously a little bit different in this game, so that full loss bonus is usually more than enough to scrap together a buy. But here, it is going to be the German side who are losing yet another round. It wasn't a weak buy coming out like we saw previously, but it wasn't exactly the strongest either, as there was players with light armor, and the skills were maybe a little bit light coming into the round. EC1S picks off Rax after he gets aggressive over on the A site, catches him inside short. The Rays now moving off. What they don't realize is one has actually made it through. So davidp snuck onto the B site. That is A guaranteed. They can pretty much waltz their way onto A. They've still got the Sage in B as well, especially with that kill coming out from the op in the hands of Jet. ardiis now up on top of the boxes, looking for more, wanting to add to the tally. Somehow, despite the fact that it's a 5-on-2, the spike still is nowhere near any of the sites, and they just lost the op, which could be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, the Recon Bull going to try to make things done. It's Gabi with a quick frag on the Sheriff. It's converted from EC1S, but all up to one final member. It's nookyyy now with the hard swing. It'll be ScreaM that takes him down. The spike planted. Wait, well, you still get bonus credits, I think, even after the round's over. So
For
maybe a little bit
spike?
of a mistake. Yeah, I think you still get the credit bonus, but still maybe a little bit of a mistake. Nevertheless, they have credits to play with. davidp topping that credit bank charts with 5,600. But the full buy from the side of Team Germany, hoping to try to keep their lead. You know, it's a one-round lead right now. They're hoping to, you know, balloon that further. But Team ScreaM hot on their tail, and we'll see if they're able to keep it up, or will Team ScreaM finally start making some dents in the armor.
Much closer game early on than what we saw in the last map, where it was all Team ScreaM outside of just a few rounds here and there. Turned around in the second half, and the same could happen here, but TrilluXe with the nice shot, picking off ardiis there, going for that swing over towards C long. davidp, in the meantime, has snuck into that cubby. davidp actually somehow getting away, despite the fact that the smoke wasn't really covering fully. They spotted him and went for the shot through. Able to pick off the ult orb, though, so that's good, and also has that op back in play here for the attack.
Yeah, he's in an unfortunate angle. TrilluXe having the better angle, seeing if anyone's going to be spotted out on the opposing angle. The Recon Bolt will spot him out. The smokes will go down to try to give him a little bit of space to work with, but ScreaM's already on the other side. The spray comes through behind the box, and he's in a little bit of a hard place. TrilluXe with a quick shot, finding ScreaM now on the spectate screen. They're trying to break through the smoke, but it may be a tall task, as already the pre-fire doing a lot of damage, and now they just have to back away and cut their losses in a 3v5.
davidp picking off TrilluXe with that op, making it a 3-on-4. Support is arriving over on this C site, though, and there's the Hunter's Fury coming out here from the defense. Up there, EC1S gets spotted, takes a pulse of damage. nookyyy will pick off one more. zonixx finding EC1S, and yeah, the round has fallen apart. JEROME not able to do much about this. Even in the corner, the clock is ticking down. So Germany, they might lose a round here and there, but they get right back up on the horse again. And looking solid on the defense, not allowing that attacking side of Team ScreaM to chain any rounds together.
You know, despite our analysis on this particular map, Team Turkey is still the chat's. That's what the chat has been echoing.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe since the production team has pressed start streaming, it's been Team Turkey all the way through and through. Appreciate the resilience, the non-stop resilience. We are seeing the pistol here come through for the side of Team ScreaM. The Blade Storm going to allow kind of for an advanced weapon to do a little bit more damage, and that's why you're seeing ardiis lead that charge. The orbital strike putting them in a very difficult position. Strangely so, davidp thought that the corner would be safe. Unfortunately, would not be safe, and that orbital strike raining from above will secure an early kill. But again, difficult round for Team ScreaM on the eco.
Looks like they're going to be heading over towards this B site potentially. There is one playing defense there, and some support could be coming in as the Sova is right around the corner. There's the nade coming out from the Rays to try and slow down the push, but they get past that nade to dodge the damage. The wall's gone down as well. Rax actually catches ardiis up on top of the wall, but JEROME is there with a quick peek on the op, and the shot will come through, making things a 4-on-3. The cyber cage is down. The smoke's about to follow. There's still this op on the backside, but it's actually nookyyy and zonixx who are making quick work of the attack. And again, there's only one that remains. It's JEROME who's stuck inside the slow orb, and nookyyy just jiggle peeking baits out the shot, so it's a free kill coming in for the defense. Another solid round. We'll take a look at the scoreboard. It should be, yeah, awkward cash flow coming in for Team ScreaM, but they're forcing up anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they may just be trying to predict the eco for the final round, so they force up here. They win or lose regardless. They save in the following or commit to another force buy. But at the end of the day, they want a full buy in the last round, so they may have to find themselves in a save in the following round. So makes a little bit more sense in terms of the economy, considering they want to finish strong. They've got, you know, 2 ultimates available, Neural Theft and the Orbital Strike. Not sure what else is on the docket for them, as I don't see what their ability points are currently. We see davidp's got 2 away from the Hunter's Fury, trying to get that corner, but zonixx in a very unique position up on the box, hoping to catch somebody out of position. The Roomba going to fall and start to do a little bit of a cleaning. We'll find one on the other side, davidp, and he'll back away. A great opening frag here from ardiis. He gets involved quickly, finds 2, getting really involved. Gonna find the 3rd. It's just frag after frag, looking for the 4th. Gets taken down to 72. But on the other side, the operator player, the Brimstone, has to fall back, and now this is Team ScreaM's round to take.
Yeah, TrilluXe gets 1 as they start to funnel in through short C. The spike going to be planted here in a moment over on the C site, and zonixx is just over on A, hanging on to the weapon in hand as this round got out of control quick, all off the back of that aggressive jet play coming in from ardiis. So great work from ardiis to open things up. zonixx knows there's one here, finally spots them, but davidp able to get the shot together quicker than zonixx. So again, it's a back and forth volley. It's not so much rounds chaining together. 1, 1, 2, 2, 1. It's just a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But a much closer game regardless. And I mean, you look at the scoreboard right now, it doesn't really feel like anyone at all is playing lights out. zonixx having a good game, but no one's having that great game that we've seen pretty much every game we've covered thus far.
Yeah, I think something moving forward, at least as we go into this round, the economy is in shambles for the side of Team ScreaM. So if they lose this, they will be on pistols for the follow-up. We'll see how they do this time around. Of course, it was on the back of ardiis pushing in aggressively and getting a lot of information, opening up that B site, picking up a Vandal as well. I think he went in empty-handed with a Sheriff and came out on top of the Vandal. So not going to be the case this time around. They are kind of poking and prodding in their own unique way. The Owl Drone from davidp going to look and scout in towards B. You know, I think it's a pretty easy execute. You put the wall up on one side, a couple of smokes on the other, and you plant that spike and get into those post-plant positions from the courtyard window. That might be the call here. A couple of shots already. davidp just takes so much damage and swings around, getting that frag. The resurrection as well. Another kill from ardiis. They are just on an absolute spree now, finding their momentum. But zonixx wants to answer back. This could be the showstopper that doesn't stop any show whatsoever. And now Rax deep in the slow orb, looking to move through, but the rest of the team is already called the rotate to C.
And there is at least a pickup over there towards mid. Rax guns down davidp, swaps out for a better rifle. The Jet playing aggressive on that wall over in short C, able to pick off the rotate, and now they're realizing there's not a chance they're going to be able to take this. So the spike's been planted over on C. They're backing off, and they're going to try and save the weaponry they've brought in to this round. So it will be an AWP in TrilluXe's hands and a rifle for Rax the Phantom. Very important when you start looking at how the cash is going to stack up, that they hold on to these guns, because with those guns, they should be able to drop for other players as well and kind of round out the buy in the next round. But it will be a 6-5 score here as Germany watches their lead wither away that they worked so hard to gather up.
I do feel like it was hard fought. You know, Team Germany coming off of the loss that we just witnessed. Once we were in the second half on bind, they really started to find their identity, and I think that's carried over here. But Team ScreaM, they're fighting tooth and nail. Oh no, JEROME finds himself on the bitter end of a sweet spike. And now moving on to this up and coming round. The weapons are across the board. The utility's been purchased. Team ScreaM obviously have the credits to play. But will they even us out 6-6? Because I think even now at this point, Team Germany cannot be happy about how this half has played out. They would have loved to have some sort of lead, some sort of advantage, whether it's 7-5. I mean, 7-5 is still possible. But 8-4, 9-3, 10-2, all really good finishes for Team Germany. But Team ScreaM, you say time and time again, they're fighting hard. And boy, are they in this first half.
The AWP has been an ever-important presence for both teams. TrilluXe was playing long A last time we saw this team play on Haven. This time around, playing the C anchor with that operator, and has been doing quite well. While they've been able to get onto that C site, usually it comes off the back of exploiting some access towards B. Rax this time around does have a target over there. It's another Cypher. davidp in the cubby on long, going to send a recon dart out, but there again is that entry over towards the B site. That will now start a rotate out. You can see them actually, though, going over towards the C site where nookkyy's able to get the first one. The jet taken down. ScreaM gets a trade out. Nice wall coming in as well from nookyyy to try and prevent that player on long from being able to do much. The ult back behind the default boxes does flush the Sage out, but there's no one present for the peek. What they don't realize is ScreaM is on the flank. Oh, ScreaM almost botched that one. The spike going over towards the A site, but there's still one on A. This is chaos. Everyone, everywhere. But the spike still hasn't guaranteed a safe passage onto the site.
Yeah, it's JEROME that's trying to make his way through all on his lonesome. Rax will be the first responder, and really the only responder. Now with that spike going down, Rax, he's going to think that he's over there, but he was on the other side and gets deep in the mag, and an easy round for the side of the attackers. They dissect the opposition. It was almost too good to be true for the side of Team ScreaM, but they come out on top. And that was a great heads-up play from JEROME, planting not in the usual spot.
Yeah.
Just slightly to the left through the smoke meant that Rax could not spray down. I bet he was going through the mag saying, like, why isn't he dead yet? Why isn't he gone? and out JEROME comes on the other side.
He realized as soon as he started not hitting that there was some kind of weird plant position going on. But at that point, you're just too far committed. You could see the team panic rotating, too, from the attack, because there was only about 8 seconds left in the round. So should he have gone down, that's the round lost. So they were desperately trying to get over there. 6-6 is your halftime score for all of the fights back and forth. It does end up at an even 6-6. Now we see the swap, and we want to remind everyone the scoreboard is bugged. So be prepared to let us explain what the score is on the scoreboard, but don't pay attention to the score at the top. It's a little more confusing than it should be.
We're already seeing the push in from the side of Team Germany, trying to get the job done. The raised Roomba gonna try to get a little bit of damage, taking down ardiis to 20 HP. Definitely don't want to see that. We are seeing a little bit of a flank off to the side, but focusing on the battle at hand, it is ScreaM that ends up on top of nookyyy. And again, easy 1S, just one after another, 2 headshots in a row, picking up a ghost. And Team Germany scrambling to make their way towards the site, but they're being pinched as one will come through from ScreaM. Still one more down Banana, and from behind, it's EC1S. They just get double duty as they will swing together and dominate together, putting a round up here for Team ScreaM.
We'll go ahead and pull up that replay as well. EC1S just cementing himself in the corner and then swapping over to the Ghost. Not only is it a flawless pistol, it's the first pistol we've seen them win in this series. So up until that point, Germany was 3 for 3 with the pistols. And it's the worst possible time to lose the pistol as well. As Team ScreaM comes out swinging again. Pay more attention to the scoreboard when you're looking at the round score. It's 7 rounds for the defense, not the attack. But we've swapped the UI at the top so that you guys can see what the score actually is. It's Team ScreaM with 7, Team Germany with 6. Just bear with us. It's only, you know, a few more days until the game comes out to full release. There's nothing we can do about it now.
I think I saw somebody ask if there was drops in chat, and I kind of just thought to myself, the game's gonna be out soon. Don't need drops. Drops are fine. We are seeing
They're disabled, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we are seeing a couple of kills already go for the side of Team ScreaM. It started off with a frag from the side of GodB. He found a quick kill, but ScreaM will be the one that says, "You take down my comrade, I take down you." Now a 3v2. Or sorry, a 5v2. They're just all kind of grouped up there in the middle. davidp playing a little bit more aggressively, has the Vandal in tow. The spray down comes through, finds one. zonixx answers back, gonna try to pick up that Vandal. Nope, no time. Has to back away. Sending a couple of those feelers out and swinging through the window is JEROME. Looking for that last player. zonixx now switching to the Ghost. And he's kind of in a little bit of a sticky situation. He's being currently hunted by Sherlock JEROME, investigating the crime scene. A couple of bodies on the floor, but there's the last suspect. And JEROME dissects him, takes him down. And an 8-6 round differential. Team ScreaM in the lead.
Team ScreaM also already up 1-0 in the BO3 after looking really good on that first map on Bind. You can see here it's the full buy coming out for both teams. The Bulldogs on the defense. ScreaM also working with light armor, not that full armor, but as the Sage also has that heal to fall back on. So opportunities. Now, I'm curious to see if ScreaM will be able to go into that one mode, the one-tap mode that we remember seeing him utilize in the past. Here, though, it's the aggression coming in on long, and that's a huge early advantage off the back of an aggressive play from the Jet with the Bulldog.
Yeah, we are seeing on the opposite side, it is Team Germany. They're starting to group up together. Of course, the spike is still relatively close to home near the spawn, and they'll be kind of splitting up double duty, 2 going up A long, the other 2 just trying to make sure that nobody flanks in from behind. With a minute left on the clock, we'll see how Team Germany execute their plan. They are now starting to funnel in some of that utility. Team ScreaM is going to be ready and waiting. ScreaM with the first shot, trying to find that second. GodB will be the one that's quickly taken away. A couple of those shots coming from heaven, but no one can save you now, Team Germany. There are 2 members left in a 2v4. Rack's going to be throwing down the cage, trying to make sure that things are still in their way, but a lot of utility on the site, and it's going to be ardiis flanking from behind. Let's see how they retake this site.
There they try to go into the site. The drone going to lead the charge. It's down to 1-1 only. nookyyy taken care of quickly after dropping EC1S. So it will be another round for the defense here as Team ScreaM continue on that string of rounds starting with the pistol.
You know, it started off as a very interesting first half. Team Germany were in the driver's seat, but it now seems like Team ScreaM are just on an absolute tear. We saw a quick replay there of the aggression, and to be quite honest, expect some more of that. And I really have to say to Team Germany now at this point, be careful. Make sure that you don't let those peaks happen twice, right? Last time, there was somebody peeking C. They were pushing aggressively down long. Now they've 5 stacked towards A, and they need to be a little bit more mindful of things like this. A shot not going to connect, though, from ardiis. It's a quick kill. Let's trade it away. ScreaM will find one. EC1S down in the sewers. He's going to find a couple of bodies. And ardiis from above, and it's just an ultimate dissection. Of course, the pistol here from Team Germany, but nevertheless, brutal still.
Yeah, zonixx on just 8 HP, trying to do something. Significant damage dealt to 2 targets. Both the Sova and the Cypher were a little bit low on health, but it doesn't make a difference. Double digits now scooped up by Team ScreaM. One of the things I've noticed, and this is just sort of a small note, when you watch a lot of the North American players play with a Brim, you'll see that stim pack used a little bit more aggressively. I feel like we're not seeing the stim pack utilized as frequently. You're seeing it, but it's just something I've noticed, and I was thinking about it more in the last round, just how infrequent we've seen that. But in reality, like, the Brim is not played quite the same in Europe. Like, it feels like the Brim is playing a lot more passive than we see from the North Americans, who maybe play a little bit more aggressive with the Brim. And usually the Brim has a higher kill count, whereas The Brims here seem to be playing more of a support role, and they're playing maybe a little bit more aggressive with the Cypher than anything. Like EC1S does go for that initial early peek through the double doors, doesn't spot anything, throws a cyber cage down to get away. Shots through the box are just next to Gabi's head. Gabi barely alive in the round as a result. Doesn't take damage, but came very close to catching one to the skull.
Great control from Team ScreaM here, just holding on to mid. EC1S, unfortunately, having to give up a little bit of that control. We are seeing the rotation called, but look, there's one down long, just laying in wait. davidp, the perfect birthday surprise, waiting on the other end. They will push in through C, but little do they know there is a pesky davidp laying in wait. First shot coming through. ScreaM going to be finding one. He's going to find two. Gabi will answer back, but at what cost? EC1S now laying in the way down behind the logs. And look, davidp, perfect position. Going to take down zonixx. And JEROME will be the last janitor to clock in for the night as he takes out TrilluXe.
Here on the attack, Germany just can't manage to get past their opposition. So maybe it's just that Team ScreaM is a defensive team. They started out on bind on the defense, and they had that one-sided half. Here on the attack, they were still able to put together 6 rounds. They were a little bit hard fought, but they did it. And you can see ScreaM was calling something out there to his teammates shooting at the wall. Molly's going to go down, and more aggression coming in from the Sage. The Molly gives them some room to work with. There's one right around the corner. There's the trade. So they do lose the Sage, which is a bit of a problem. But they've got aggressive control of long A, and they're kind of surrendering C. So they've got the Sova playing in short. So they've given up C just a little bit, and they're actually going to rotate that jet off with the op to go support that C site since the Cypher is pushed up all the way on long A.
Yeah, we are seeing zonixx be on the return end of a couple of shots from EC1S. A great position from him. A little unexpected. nookyyy going to quickly trade it away from the lurking davidp. And with the resurrection, not something that Team ScreaM can do. You're already seeing their team start to fall apart ever so slightly. A 2v4. And considering ardiis has the operator in hand as well as the EC1S flank, but little does he know he's about to be flanked by Gabi, and we are seeing that now happen right before your eyes. Around the corner he comes, and it's nookyyy that finds him before Gabi does. And now all up to ardiis. He's got an operator and a dream, but Team Germany are his nightmare. And around the corner, nookyyy will come, take him down. A beautiful 3K coming up from him, but still, Bach, a long way to go if they want to catch up to Team ScreaM.
They had so much map control there, given the way that everything was working. Like, they had that long A push with EC1S, and they were able to pull that jet off, but they just couldn't seem to keep that B site from being impervious. They're being impervious. They just let them right into that B site, and it became very difficult. So the first round on the board in round number 6 for the German side, 14-6 for nookyyy at the top, 17-11 for ScreaM, who got into that tap battle early on that saw the Sage go down right off the bat. davidp this time will be the lamb that's led to the slaughter as he wanders into the scopes of the op of Rax. So again, an early advantage off the aggressive play from Team ScreaM, which has kind of been their bread and butter, so you can't fault them for going for it. But the last few rounds, it's felt like Germany's had that dialed in a little bit.
They still have that resurrection available if Team ScreaM have their Sage survive. ScreaM playing a little bit more aggressively towards long, trying to regain some of that control. We are seeing the teams be spread out a little bit for the side of Team Germany, just gathering information. 2 members still near the spawn, just making sure that nobody pushes or flanks in through the doors or through the courtyard. We are seeing EC1S still hold on to this A site. They've committed 2 members here, something very uncommon for the side of Team ScreaM. Now we're even seeing ScreaM himself rotate through Link, making sure that no one's going to be towards that A side. And little do they know they've guessed correctly. But they'll be called off here and start to rotate back around towards C and just playing that information game. They've even taken the spy cam with them. And that means good news for Team Germany. We are seeing TrilluXe here cause a lot of commotion on the C side. He's going to get tagged down to 25, and JEROME will seal the deal. Now a 4v4. ScreaM can get the res, and it'll be a 4v5 as that plant will go to A.
There's the neural theft coming out. So they're going to spot everyone here. But the spike now planted over on the A site. ardiis goes for the knife directly to his opponent, but just off the mark. There's a wall down. so they're going to have to spray through this one from heaven if they want to have some additional supporting regions. There's the wall breaking. And now we're just waiting for the retake to come through. They're starting to build up. There's the recon dart to give them that intel. They know there's one back behind the default spot. There's cyber cages everywhere. nookyyy will get the first one through. EC1S, the only one from the defending side that picks one up on the attempted retake. Rax guns down davidp. And it all comes down to ScreaM, and it's not enough here. So Team ScreaM surrendering 2 rounds in a row. And if we look at the scoreboard, the money should be pretty bad here for Team ScreaM. So, yeah, the buy really shouldn't be coming together. Although, again, it looks like they feel like they want to force.
Yeah, we're seeing JEROME buying ardiis and operator. That's an expensive buy. Hopefully, JEROME makes note of that. You know, you owe me 4,500 credits at a later date. You know, an IOU coming out from JEROME. But still, the rest of the team able to scrap together a couple of weapons. A Spectre for EC1S. Despite EC1S playing at close range, I don't think that's a horrible purchase for him. He's always been that A anchor. But already the operator paying off in dividends for the side of Team ScreaM. An early kill and an operator down. nookyyy going to try to get maybe a positioning advantage for himself. Doesn't have the res, so can't bring the player back up. And as the rest of Team Germany divide and conquer, looking towards other parts of the map, Team ScreaM looking in a good spot. Oh. Oh, I like that play a lot.
The double ult. Back-to-back orbital strikes. But it's Team ScreaM who seems to be coming out on top of those fights. Again, it's scoreboard's bugged, so it is actually now a 4-on-3 in favor of the defense, who actually has 11 rounds. I know, a little bit confusing. Over on the A site, you've got zonixx getting trapped inside of a tripwire. The cyber cage goes down to buy some time. Nade's going to come out back towards default, but it takes a weird bounce, so it doesn't exactly go where you might anticipate it to. Long-range darts coming out, but there's ScreaM picking off the Sage. So that's a big kill onto nookyyy. ScreaM now getting into a corner, and I guess the call just wasn't made well enough as Gob gets caught off guard by ScreaM, who's way closer to the wall than he anticipates. ScreaM backing off, dodging the satchel, but the time means that they have to just go straight in towards the B site, and there just isn't enough time there for the German side. 12 rounds now for Team ScreaM, just 1 away from closing things out, 2-0 over Team Germany.
This is one of those scenarios now where Team Germany up against the ropes. Do they have the stamina to come back, or is it too little too late? Very likely going to see enough for the buy here, but light armor for 2 members, meaning they might be a little bit more vulnerable to some of those sprays. EC1S still holding on to the Spectre. May not have had enough credits to buy. Again, when the rounds are so back and forth, it can be quite detrimental to the economy. And already ardiis with a great wall bang, opening up the round, still looking for more, but Team Germany have to find their way and hopefully come out with a pick or something, because they are not looking too good right now.
The attack does have the 3 ults. They've got the Neural Theft, they've got the Hunter's Mark, and they have the Showstopper, the Hunter's Mark as well on the other side. There's the missed shot coming in from the op in the hands of the Jet ardiis. The wall is going to go up, so they're going to try and get onto the B site. Not much can be done to stop the plant. They're trying to shoot down the wall. There's the ult coming out. So the Hunter's Fury going to be popped, but it doesn't seem to be spraying anywhere that we can see, as it may have been shut down early as davidp fell before it was possible. The ult still up here for the attacking side. It's going to be a 3-on-3 post plant. ScreaM stuck inside the doors, trying to get out, battling with the Raze, and zonixx just continues to peek back and forth. They want to try to get their way in, but with that spike planted perfectly for these players back in mid, they're going to use the satchels, and there's the ult as well coming out on top of the bomb. The spike still ticking away. There is something that we were talking about not seeing much of before. The stim pack coming down, but it's just too late in the round. The Cypher going to have to run, so it will be another round coming in here for Team Germany. It may be coming at the witching hour, but they're getting themselves closer to double digits.
Oh, just when you think...
goes here. Ah, this is a nice spot.
It'll be up to them to continue this momentum, but it's just one round and it's all over.
The dart early on sunk deep into the belly of the Cypher, but look at this. ardiis pushed all the way up on long with that jet ult. We talked about this earlier. That jet ult can sometimes take control and take over when the buy isn't fantastic. We'll see if that's going to be the case, especially with this level of aggressive play over on A. You've also got the Sage pushed up on short. That's ScreaM, who's offering some support to this long push. Now they are working their way in through the doors. davidp gets the timing onto Rax. So that's an advantage that they desperately needed to pick up.
We'll see now how they react. EC1S now just barely missing Gob B. He'll make his way onto the site. Behind him is going to be a pesky little Sova. davidp will be the one that is on the return end of a couple of those shots. Now the resurrection is called, but still it's the funnel in for EC1S. 2 headshots followed by JEROME, and it's falling apart here for Germany. zonixx able to find one back. TrilluXe as well, splitting on that double duty, but they are being pinched in here. ardiis with a ghost and a dream, trying to flank in from behind, but there's a tripwire in his way. zonixx has to kind of be mindful of that. It's going to be ardiis from behind with the ghost, all up to TrilluXe. We've seen him do this before. A couple of shots there around the box, still looking for that member. They will start to push in together. The spike is far. He gets dinked down, and it is Team ScreaM that win the quarterfinal match and will move on to the semis.
Yeah, great game coming in from Team ScreaM, but I got to give some